Good afternoon and welcome to As E Day Hot, right here on Active Citizens. My name is Sharon Enemchuku. Joining me live in the studio as always, I have with me the beautiful Ifoma Oji. Good afternoon, how are you doing?
Good afternoon, Sharon.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
How's your afternoon going?
Hot.
I am?
Just like As E Day Hot.
Oh, nice lie, nice punch lie.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm just there.
And
sunny.
Sunny, yes. We thank God for the weather, don't we? It is beautiful this afternoon.
I said I'm looking sunny. Said how am I?
Okay. I thought you meant the weather, but of course you look bright and beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, so these are the stories that we have for today. First, Nigerians at home and abroad, UK's bold plan to deport 150,000 illegal migrants every year. Now, the demolition chaos rocking Lekki again as Oracle Mall extension is torn down. And Lagos, on the brighter side, is set to host the first ever E1 Grand Prix race in Africa. Now, these are not just headlines, they are shockwaves with real consequences, but we'll break it down in a minute. We're starting first of all with the brouhaha going on in the UK and with immigrants. Now, Kemi Badenoch has come out to say that although this might be painful, that it is much needed, seeing as the UK spends a whole lot of money on asylums, funding people, taking care of their accommodation and all of that. And, doing this would greatly reduce the excessive spending and will be good for the UK. Now, Ifoma, I don't know, but what do you think is Kemi Badenoch's real political move here?
Well, I'm feeling like she wants to toughen up on immigration policies. That's what I'm seeing here. A lot of Britons are complaining that some immigration policies have not been enforced or been followed. So there've been a lot of serious kind of agitations towards that, and this is her coming out in the open to say, okay, because of your agitations, I am going to deport about 150 people annually. It's more like she's making a promise to them.
Like you bet.
Yes, for me, which is for me, I feel like is serious political overreach, because you cannot deport 150 persons. You cannot deport more than you legally process in a year. How many Nigerians or how many external bodies come into US yearly?
UK.
So it's insane to mention that number. And not just that, for you to deport that number of person, you need a lot of logistics, you need a lot of staffing, you need transportation to fuel the jets and the rest of it, and this is going to cost pounds and dollars. So if you're talking about reducing expenses on UK, man, you're increasing the expenses on UK. You understand? So for me, it doesn't really make sense.
So there's an upside and a downside to all of
Definitely.
this. But do you think it is going to be, you've mentioned some of the challenges that they might encounter, the logistics challenges now, but do you really think it's practicable, is achievable to deport 150,000 immigrants yearly?
No, I don't see it. I don't think she can achieve that. Because you deporting such number of persons means that you have to build, a lot of detention centers. And this is going to cost a lot. And these people that you are deporting, where are you deporting them to?
To their countries.
To their countries. What if their countries don't agree? These are things that you're supposed to kind of
Their countries don't agree to receive their citizens.
That number of persons.
Oh, no, it's not to one country. They are not all from one place. They might be scattered.
But what I'm talking about here is that the cost of, achieving this is a lot. It is a whole lot. And I think they are supposed to be in communicado with, the countries. The countries, yes, they are supposed to collaborate with these people to make this achievable. But 150 persons, if you say like maybe 100 persons or 200 persons is at least is realized. Well, 150,000 for me.
You don't think it's achievable? Now, with all of this that Kemi Badenoch is trying to achieve, do you think that it's a crackdown on immigration or a campaign strategy? A lot of people have been inferring that this is all for, you know, political campaigns and whatnot. Do you agree?
Yeah, I actually think it's a campaign strategy. I mean, election is around the corner, so everybody's bringing up optics that will, you know, keep them relevant in the media space and equally gain them that political seat or position. So definitely it is campaign. I mean, a lot of Americans are complaining of, like I said earlier, that it seems the immigration policies have not, they've not been following the immigration policies, and she knows that for you to get people to vote for you, a lot of Americans are not cool, are not comfortable with immigrants. So she's now giving them that ticket of, oh, I am going to evict them, I am going to deport them, if that is what will make you happy. It's more like, you know what these people are interested in, you know their pain area, you know how to relieve them of that pain, and you're bringing it to their table. And definitely it's just political.
But at the end of the day, maybe is this what they want? I mean, the UK now, maybe this is something that if they see, they would want to reconsider, or to actually look back and say, okay, this person did so and so. But just talking about Nigeria now, because we know we have Nigerians immigrants in the UK. How do you think this would affect the ties between the UK and Nigeria?
I think that's actually a tough one, because I think most of these people left the shores of this country, of Nigeria, to probably better their families and their lives. So hearing news like this will actually put them on their toes. Some people will be left in total confusion. You understand? Because in as much as you're struggling to survive out there, you're struggling to equally send something for your people down here, then you're this one is more like an added, you know, headache.
No, but I'm also asking with the Nigerian government.
Okay, for the Nigerian government, well, I think what she mentioned was illegal. If you're not legally, you know, in the state or in their country, you will be deported. So I don't think Nigeria will actually find it, you know, bad. I don't really see.
You don't think they would demand accountability? Or
accountability in what sense? Because I feel like this is more like their law, and if you go against their law, there are consequences. Just like Nigeria here, if you go against their law, there are consequences. So it's the same thing that applies to them too over there. So if it's an immigrant, an illegal immigrant, I don't think they need accountability, so long as the person is, you know, came into the country illegal.
That's the basis, as long as it's an illegal immigrant now. But what about now the legitimate immigrants, people that want to move from Nigeria to the UK for whatever reason, for school, for work, for business? Do you think that with all of this back and forth with immigration and all of that, it would discourage them from actually moving to the UK?
Definitely. I think to an extent it's going to discourage them. Like you rightfully said, some of them want to, you know, leave Nigeria to better their lives, education-wise, and the rest of them. So it will definitely, you know, discourage them on their plans. But at the same time, let me still buttress on the fact that if your papers are legit, you understand, and you went there rightfully, legally, I don't think it should be something you should be afraid of at the end of the day.
As long as you're going to follow the books, as long as you're going to do it accordingly, it's not something you should worry about. Well said. You know, we have to move back to Nigeria quickly. The whole demolition, it's been demolition season recently, from the trade fair demolition. Now we are seeing Lekki demolition again, and the entire back and forth. A lot of people have come out to, you know, cry out to the public. But first off, do you think, I don't know, do you think this demolition was carried out legally in the first place?
Okay, I think from the article I read, these people were given notice May this 2025.
Okay.
But maybe it was a short notice. Some of them complained that it was a short notice. And then again, it was more like they didn't kind of demolish all the houses around that Ikota. That they demolished some and left some. So if you're tolling the part of, you know, legal practice, why don't you demolish the entire space? And then I'm equally feeling bad for the people that this is affecting, because I mean, imagine such building, it must have cost a lot. I think we even have one video like that where one of them was saying that one of these buildings cost about 300 million. You understand? So that's a lot of money pulling down that. With though the government came to defend themselves by saying that is encroaching, you know, the what's it called, the passage area where, you know, river water is supposed to be passing. So which causes flood at the end of the day. So for them to demolish all those things, maybe they want to work on, you know, more waterways and the rest of them. But at the same time, I feel like May is how many months from now? I feel like they weren't given enough notice. And then again, what are the plans for these people? Do you plan on, you know, what is it called, rewarding them or compensating them at the end of the day? Because that's
okay,
that's massive.
The important thing to look at is if there was any compensation given. But let's take a quick look at one of these videos that has made its waves on social media.
One of the estates being demolished in Ikota, and I want to show you a joke. So you see the canal here, and see some of the houses that have been demolished here. Just hold on, I'll show you something interesting. So I think about 15 houses so far been demolished. So all these ones are going. See all these houses. I think this house is sold for about 300 million. Less than a year ago. I don't know whether these ones are going to. They've been marked, but some people are saying that these ones will not go. So this is the gate of the estate. I'm driving out of the estate. I'm going to show you the joke now. So look at the estate I just drove out from that was demolished. And then look at this building. What do you see? Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority. This is the agency that is supposed to make sure properties like this don't get built. See them. They are domots. You see the joke? Because one of the excuses you usually get is that government cannot be everywhere, people should stop breaking the law, blah, blah, blah. But see this one, they are domots. Like from your window, you can look out of your office and see, these people are sandfilling where they are not supposed to sandfill. They are sandfilling the water. They are building on top of the water. They did not say anything. And this is why I said they are always, you know, reactive rather than precautionary, rather than preventive. But that's not to excuse what these people did. Now, I want to show you something. This is not me supporting the government. This is not me condemning these people. I'm just presenting you information. Look at this. This is the area view of what this place looks like, right?
All right, we just saw that video right now, and it is very funny. I would agree with the person in question here in the video. It is very funny that you have the Lagos State Planning Authority building right there, and they could see these buildings being erected, and nobody said anything. No information was given. Okay, this is wrong. You are going to be hindering water flow in this area. Can you stop this? This is what you are going to experience if this happens. None of that orientation was given. I don't know if it was, but for these houses to be demolished, it just obviously means that the right information was not passed, and in due time as well. Now, he asked a question, and I want to repeat that question. He says, this is why demolitions are, you know, reactive, not preventive. Why do you think, especially in Lagos State, we keep seeing reactive demolitions, not preventive, really?
I think they've already gone to probably the contractors or the main owners of the building and collected their own share of the money. This is what mostly government do. When you want to erect a building, you definitely have to make some, you know, research, underground research, and then you find out that, oh, you're supposed to settle community, you're supposed to settle government before you even erect. So most definitely, I'm sure that person, those houses there that they erected there, they consulted the building,
the Lagos State Planning,
exactly, they consulted them. So they've taken their own share, they asked them to settle them, which they settled them, and went ahead to build houses. These are investments. These are people's homes. These are potential investments. Like, what is this?
So what would now happen to the businesses?
I don't know. They've taken their own share of the money, and after years, because you know government keeps on, you know, rotating, and now it has gotten to Tinubu's turn, and they are saying they are going to demolish it. This is when you now know that, oh, there is flood in Lagos. It is time for us to, you know, demolish houses. And then, but where I really want to buttress on is the fact that it is more like unfair.
It is very unfair.
Because tell me a reason whereby you want to clear the entire, I don't know if they want to clear the entire Ikota or whatever area, but they are leaving some houses and demolishing some houses. Why?
Maybe those houses, did they follow due proceedings?
Which one is due proceedings?
I'm asking.
I'm telling you that before you erect a building, you're supposed to clear. There are some legal, you know, works that you're supposed to do before you even erect anything building. And if you don't do it, when you start building the building, like from the primary stage, you're going to see them. They'll post something on your destiny. Yes, I would say remove.
Council, yes.
So you want to tell me that they did not see all those processes of building to tell you to remove it from that place. They've collected their own settlement.
And this
so
is
they
a
don't
huge
care.
loss. This is such a huge loss, especially for these people. We are calling for investors. And for the next story, we are going to see that Lagos plans to host Africa's first E1 Grand Prix race. And, you know, for something like this, where it's supposed to cost, you know, tourist attraction, I don't know if you think this is going to be, how do I call it now? A very attractive story to tell investors. Now, investors that want to invest in Nigeria, how do you think this would look like for them?
Is it this?
Yes, the demolition.
What? Oh, the demolition. I think at the end of the day, it still falls back to the policy and the laws in Nigeria and its government at large, because it's more like a government that gambles with people's lives and people's properties.
Wow.
Because you're not in position of power, because you're not, you know, the head of state, anything can happen to you. Anything can happen to your property. Anything can happen to your family. It is a sad situation. And like I said, every single time, these people see this. If I am an investor, a potential investor, and I'm seeing this in the news, I kid you not, I will never, my finger will not even cross this country. My finger, I'm not even talking of my leg, my finger will not cross this country. I don't know why these people always want to bring, you know, bad reputation or bad names to this country.
Yeah,
they always do this. But I think there should be a follow-up. I mean, for the fact that this is being brought to the public at large, I think we still have journalists out there. They should follow up this story to make sure that this set of persons are duly compensated, because this is sad. Where will they go to? You just rendered all of them and their family homeless.
Anyways, all right, we have to move on to the next, because I don't know. I would have asked if there's any legal, you know, proceedings these people that have been affected can take, or legal process that they can take in order to get at least compensation for their properties that have been demolished. But now, still talking about the same Lagos, for the first time in history, Africa will host the A1 Grand Prix electric boat race, and Lagos is the host city. Now, 3 questions at a go. Can Lagos handle an international sport event of that size? With all the traffics going on in Lagos. Secondly, who is benefiting from this? Who is benefiting from this? I mean, is it the average Nigerians or the political elites now? Now, finally, is this just feel-good PR while citizens battle with basic infrastructure and with constant demolitions? Anyways, I want to ask, since this is the first time that Africa will be hosting this, why do you think Nigeria specifically was chosen to host the first African E1 race?
Anyway, first of all, Congratulations. I mean, this is one of a kind. We've not seen this before in the history of Nigeria. It means that Nigeria will join cities like, you know, Monaco, Venice, and Jeddah in all this, you know, motorsports calendar. And it is, to be honest, it is beautiful to see. But at the same time, just like you asked, who will benefit? The way I'm looking at it, it's going to be the elites. It's going to be the politicians. It is going to be tourists that will kind of benefit from this.
So not Nigerians or Lagosians themselves.
I'm not seeing the average Nigerian benefiting from this. I am not seeing it, to be honest. This is supposed to create opportunity for, I mean, jobs for a lot of people to even, I wish they could even make it, you know, more pronounced in such a way that young talents can come up and display their skills. Let it not just be, you know, the motorsports. Let's see other their talents.
Like infusion of entertainment.
Thank you. Not just entertainment. See, Sharon, there are a lot of persons that can actually build that boat, that kind of boat, that in Nigeria currently. But because they don't have funding, if there is avenue for them to allow these people portray who they are and what they can do, and then I think that should be a great impact in Nigeria on Nigerian citizens
first.
Yeah, exactly. Not for just maybe like entertainment and then everything will end. Just like what you asked again, what's the sustainability plan? We've seen, you know, this kind of headline, very flashy and glossy, and at the end of the day you're not going to see the fruition. There is no, you know, consistency plan. You get. Then why was Nigeria chosen? I don't know why Nigeria was chosen. Maybe because Nigeria is the giant of Africa. They chose Nigeria. Oh, I really don't know. But for the fact that this came into Nigeria, I must give it to, you know, the governor Sanwo-Olu. This is a beautiful. I mean, it could equally attract investors in Nigeria to see that, I mean, apart from entertainment, apart from being a green land, I'm talking about agriculture and the rest of our you know, ecosystem and the rest of them. Nigeria is equally, you know, embodied when it comes to tech and innovations, and to be honest, it's beautiful to see. I'm loving it.
It is beautiful to see. You know, I like the fact that we are praising Lagos State for such a beautiful attraction to not just Lagos but Nigeria in general. But I'm also asking, do you think Lagos State has the infrastructure to be able to carry this?
That is the problem. That is the problem. I with, you know, the traffic congestion in Lagos State and with the smelly environment.
Maybe they won't go, they won't tour the entire Lagos. Maybe they'll just go to the island now. Wait,
if they go to the island, those persons that, the tourists that are coming in or the investors, are they not going to tour Lagos?
That's what I'm saying.
They will still see those, you know, those.
So there's no escaping it.
No. There's
oh,
no
interesting. I thought that they would just package it and maybe, you know, put it around, restrict them to the island. No. you know, to the 1%, where the 1% of the 1% lives in Lagos.
You go change them back.
I don't know.
They will not change them. Definitely, they will love to explore Lagos, street food and entertainment and the rest of them. So maybe all of them will not actually want to explore this, but I'm telling you that most people, and by the time they see the situation in Lagos, and by the time they conduct one interview or the other, because I mean, it's not, media personalities are going to be present.
Yes,
it's a global something, you understand? So once they get this news or see this with their own two eyes, yeah, it will definitely scare them.
The way you said that, when they see this with their, they'll say koro eyes. It is going to be interesting to see how this all pans out. We are here for it. We're here for the sports, the entertainment, and all of that. But do you think that genuinely that this is about sport development, or is it political antics?
Is it sports development or political antics? Let's say I don't really know the intent of the governor or his, government. It might be that he's trying to improve or develop the sports, sector. It's possible, But at the same time, I don't equally know if this is more like an optics, political optics for him. I do not know what the intention, you know, him going into this. But the only thing I can say is I feel like it is a great step in the right direction. I mean, what he's trying to do basically is to position Nigeria, and not just Nigeria, Lagos specifically, on the global stage.
Exactly.
So, which for me, it is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's now that maintenance, now that sustainability that we are, you know, asking questions on.
You know, we are getting very close to Dirty December. And if you don't know, Dirty December in Lagos is a very chaotic period. So it's the December period, but with the touch of Lagos in it and the Nigerian spirit. So everybody is going to the same place at the same time, different places, different movements. And we are getting very close to that period. With such, you know, the kind of traffic that you see during that period, delay in city services and all of that. And also we cannot deny the question of insecurity and, you know, the safety of people and their properties. This is not just about infrastructure now, just managing this type of crowd. Do you genuinely think that Lagos State is equipped for that? And from your answer, I'll be able to ask, if you don't, then how do you think that they can better prepare themselves for this?
Well, I don't completely think that Lagos State is capable of achieving this. That's number one. But, I mean, you can't undermine people's strength. You get, at the end of the day, they might pull this off. You don't know the plans that they are setting on ground to make this a huge success. And we can only watch as it unfolds.
Exactly.
That's what I know I can say.
Yes, we can only watch as it unfolds. But anyways, thank you, Ifoma, for joining me as we watch from the front line how all of this unfolds. Thank you so much for joining this afternoon. And to our viewers, we say thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments. If you're yet to follow us across all social media platforms, please endeavor to do so. Find us at Active Citizens and find me on my personal page at Sharon Enemchukwu. And you, Ifoma?
You can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Miss Solex.
All right, till we see you this evening for Active Citizens Parliament. Do have a good afternoon.